So what should you do when a stock market crash happens? Well, markets are used to these ups and downs, right? So you should also get used to the ups and downs. You cannot say when the market comes down, I will not panic. It is very difficult not to panic, especially if it's your first time that the market is crashing around you. Everybody is losing their head. So keeping your head calm during such a situation is very, very difficult, but it pays huge dividends in the future. For example, in March and April 2020, I was busy investing. I also sold out very quickly, maybe by September, October, because money had doubled or tripled and some things went up 5 times. To me, that was great because that was a trade done just because the market is coming down. It did not affect my core portfolio. I would have traded in the same shares which were in my portfolio, but I did not say, oh, my average cost has gone down. I didn't do that. I just sold it. So I had EID Parry and Sun Pharma. So I bought EID Parry and Sun Pharma and sold at say 100% profit or 75% profit within say 4-5 months, and I thought that was great. That is one thing which you can do. Second, see where if you have lost your income, then it's very important for you to make sure that all your payments of term insurance, medical insurance, these should be treated as absolute basics, right? So meet your food expenses, meet your insurance expenses. In a worst case scenario, if you don't have money to pay your insurance premium, pay it on your credit card. You get another 45 days, and after that again you can't pay. It's still okay. You're paying interest on that amount of money, but you're paying the credit card company, but you at least paid the premium. Don't default on term insurance and medical insurance premium. These are very, very important, especially during times of so much of stress. The number of deaths that you're hearing today on corona has gone down dramatically, so that is not adding to the stress. But yes, medical expenses can add to your stress. So cut back on everything that you can think of as much as possible. If there are 2 lights on, switch off one. Cut down right on your electricity bill, telephone bill, whatever. Today, if your telephone bill is a fixed amount, I don't know what you can do, but reduce the number of phones that you have or whatever it is. Try to cut back on, cutting back on food makes no sense. Don't compromise on quality of food and fall ill. That is a far more penny wise pound foolish kind of thing. Try to see if you can possibly cut down on utilities. If you are staying in a rented flat, shift to a cheaper location. You can conserve some rent, right? And see whether this fall in your income is temporary or permanent. If it is permanent, start reconciling to the fact that you will have to live on less. Make sure that your family understands that. Relocate from a expensive place to a less expensive place, right? So these are all things which you can do. Cut down traveling by private transport, which means like even Ola, Uber, apart from your own personal car. So cut down all those kind of expenses, and that will hold you in good stead for the market recovery to happen. Try looking for a better job, try looking for a bigger job, try if your spouse can also work, she can also butt in. See whether your children can start working, see whether you can relocate to a better location. Maybe you will leave Bombay and go to Dubai, maybe you leave Dubai, go to Singapore, whatever. Consider all those options, because the most important thing, I started by saying stay calm. To stay calm, you have to have people around you, or your insurance kicking in, your other income, maybe your debt income, maybe your bank fixed deposits, those coming in and holding you afloat so that you don't have to sell in panic, right? If you do all these kind of things, make sure that you can stay invested, because selling at a time when the market is down doesn't make sense. But sometimes you are forced to sell because that's the only place where you have your money. In such cases, sell the minimum and sell what is absolutely essential to run the family. So if you think you need 30,000 rupees a month to run the family, try make do with say 27,000 or 28,000 or whatever the least that you can, and withdraw only that much. So if you have a say 50 lakh portfolio, it doesn't mean you have to sell 50 lakhs and put it in the bank, or maybe that 50 lakhs has become 40 lakhs. You don't have to sell 40 lakhs and put it in the bank. Sell 30,000 every month or 35,000 every month. Remember, if you have an equity portfolio, some dividend will also kick in. So use all those things, minimize your withdrawal if any. Ideally it should come out of your emergency fund or your debt fund, not out of equity. But if it must come out of equity, then it should be a very, very small amount of the equity that you withdraw every month, right? Ideally, if you can't handle all this, then you're better off going to an investment professional who will sit with you and say, look, these are your very important goals. On these goals you can't compromise, so for this we will take endowment plans. I mean endowment plans, because that might be more attractive as a debt instrument than the debt fund, where you're not sure how much interest rates can go down further or go up. Because the minute the interest rates start going up, you will be very worried about inflation, and therefore inflation, therefore the interest rate going up, and therefore fall in your portfolio. Now no fall in the portfolio can happen in case you have an endowment or an annuity. Depending on your age, you choose that. So these are the things by which you can be slightly better prepared for a fall in the market. Thank you. Or let's call it the crash in the market. Thank you.